Raise your hand if you've ever gotten back from a trip and just felt overwhelmed looking at the thousands of photos sitting in front of you, unedited, that you still need to cull and edit and organize. And it's a lot. So what I'm going to be going over in this video is a simple strategy you can use to streamline this workflow and to save yourself time. Now, before we jump in, because we are talking about content creation, I want to invite you to grab a seat in my free 3-step profitable content plan workshop that's going to help you create a traffic generating, income growing content plan in 3 steps. And there are some really fun bonuses included, as well as a limited time replay. I'll also answer some frequently asked questions. So make sure to grab your seat. I will have that linked in the description of this video. Okay, so I'm gonna start this video by actually sharing my screen and showing you the tool that I use where I lay out all my photos and I kick off this workflow. So let me just share my screen with you right now. Okay, so once I have all my photos, I'm sitting at my computer, I will import my photos into a tool called Photo Mechanic, which is what we are looking at now. You would see I have my camera connected, so I could pull straight from there. Right now, those are my client albums. I have a company called NYC Photo Journeys where I do photo tours and photo shoots. So those are those. For this example, I honestly just quickly downloaded an album from an Ed Sheeran concert I went to last year with my husband. So we'll just use those for the example. So grab your folder that you want and then just click into the first photo to get this larger screen. And you will create a star rating for your photos. The way I do it is 0 stars means I'm deleting it, 1 star means I'm keeping it, but I'm not editing it, and 5 stars means I'm editing it, I'm keeping it, and those are the photos I'm gonna use in my social posts, in my blog posts. Those are the best photos. So maybe I'm like, meh, that one's okay. Don't wanna edit it though. Oh, okay. Maybe I'll edit that one. And then, there'll be really bad shots, like this obviously was like an accident. So I would just leave that 0. I'm going to delete it. Now, what's really amazing about this tool is that when you import these photos now into Lightroom, those star ratings stay. So you can really quickly just delete all those zeros, maybe like auto tone, all of them, export, and then focus on those 5 stars and do those additional edits. So I really, really love that feature. Now, a lot of people ask me, why don't you just do this in Lightroom? I just really like the workflow from Photo Mechanic. I like the way the images are really big. It just works better for me. So you could test out if doing this in Lightroom works better for you, but have some way to star rate the photos. It's going to save you a lot of time. You do not need to edit every single photo that you take on a trip. Now, along with organizing the photos from my Nikon, I also organize the photos in my phone. And I do this during the trip itself. So each day, you take tons of photos of all the things you've done, and that's a lot. And you're not going to use even half of these photos. So what I like to do is I just look at the photos I took that day and I favorite the ones I'm actually going to use. For me, I use these as my Instagram story content, my Reels clips, my TikTok clips. Maybe for you, if you use your phone as your main camera, these would be the photos you actually edit in Photo Mechanic, or that you do the star rating with in Photo Mechanic and that you edit in Lightroom. So you kind of have to tweak this based on the cameras you use and if you just use your phone or your phone and another camera, etc. But I do think there is a big benefit to each day choosing your favorite photos and just having that ready to go, so that for me, when I get home, I don't look at all the photos I took. I just click into the favorites folder, and those are the photos I'm going to work with. Now, let's talk about organization. This is very important. I use a tool called SmugMug, which allows me to upload unlimited photos at unlimited resolution. So this tool is really important for me as a content creator. I also own a company called NYC Photo Journeys, where I store my client albums here, and I want them to be at full resolution. I don't want to have to delete them, etc. So anyway, I organize my photos in here with folders and galleries. So if you look in this left tab, it's not as organized as I'd like it to be, but you could see I have an Asia folder here. That's where I'm going to then create subfolders in there for any of my trips that take place in Asia. And in those, I'll then have these different galleries. I have these folders for Europe and US travel, etc. So here's an example from my trip to Bali. And I have 5 different galleries in the Bali folder. And again, you could see we've got my site homepage on SmugMug, the Asia folder, the Bali subfolder, and then these galleries in there. Now, you could see I used a few different cameras and I organized these in different ways so I can quickly find what I'm looking for. Bali phone media or Bali iPhone media, that's all my photos. I just throw them in there. Bali phone favorites, those are the ones on my phone that I favorited. I want to make sure that I'm not searching for those. I mean, this album has probably, almost 2,000 photos. Like, I want to be able to quickly find my favorites. And this album has 212, so it's a lot more manageable. Now, these are my camera favorites for my Nikon. These are the full camera roll from my Nikon. And again, I do delete when I'm in Photo Mechanic. I have photos that I label as a 0-star rating. I do delete those. But anything that had a 1-star rating or above goes in this folder. And then on this trip, I also took some shots with my GoPro, so I'll have a folder for that as well. One thing with SmugMug, and maybe on a different plan you can do this, but on my plan, I can't upload videos at full resolution. So I also shoot with a 360 camera, mainly video. I don't take too many photos with that. If I did, I'd put them here. But I store those as of now in Google Drive so that I can save the videos at full resolution to grab later. But yeah, this is the workflow that I use to organize my photos. And the great thing about this is maybe in a year, I write another post about Bali. Maybe I take part in a collaborative post where I'm talking about Bali and I want to be able to quickly find my photos. Or maybe you get hired to create some type of content for a brand or write a story for a magazine where you need photos and you're going to get paid for those. Maybe you have other opportunities to sell these photos. You want to be able to quickly find them at full resolution to be able to share those. And something neat with SmugMug is you can actually also share these photos at a lower resolution, like let's say, or even with the proof banner over them. So let's say you're working with a brand and they are potentially interested in buying some photos. You could send them an album with the low res photos with the proof banner so that they can't easily steal them. You can add, I think you can add it so, or you can make the folder so it can't be downloaded. There are ways to protect the content so that you could send your client samples before you have your contract, your agreement, your payment, and then you want to send them that full resolution photo. All right, now I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful, and let me know in the comments how you organize your photos after a trip. How do you save time and streamline things? Also, make sure to grab your seat in my free 3-step profitable content plan workshop. You're going to learn a step-by-step strategy for creating content that helps you grow your traffic and income. Bonuses, Q&A, and replay included. Also, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future videos sharing tips and strategies that can help you turn your blog into a profitable full-time business. Happy blogging!